Oh, good morning, good day, good on ya. Blessings, dear ones. You're so noble. You're noble souls. You're really high-minded souls, meaning that the higher self you're allowing to completely, beautifully, harmoniously run your human life. This is a red letter incarnation, my dears, and I must admit that we're going to continue on this quest to anchor ourselves into that which is changeless. We call this stream this morning Transcendental Devotion and Imperturbable Mind. Transcendental devotion. That means we're always on the inside. Life is on the inside for us. We're innies, not outies, right? And then this imperturbable mind. Yogananda says, where motion ceases, God begins. When we become quieter, calmer, less emotionally involved in the soap opera, the greater is the possibility for us to experience the divine indweller who lives inside of us, as everyone, as everything. When motion ceases, God begins. Divine home, sweet divine home. Beautiful, Clarks. Beautiful. I love that. That's a perfect quote for this morning. Remember this little tune? We haven't sang it in a long, long time. I am a peaceful warrior. Om Shanti Shanti Om. Om Shanti Shanti Om. I am a peaceful warrior. I am a peaceful warrior. Om Shanti Shanti Om. Om Shanti Shanti Om. I am imperturbable mind. Yes, I am imperturbable mind. No mind, no mind, no mind. I am the master Mushin. No mind, no mind, no mind. I am the master Mushin. I am the master Mushin. We are peaceful warriors, and we're drunk with that transcendental devotion too. Ah, anchor ourselves in that which is changeless, my dears, right? And then just dwell with the divine indweller in that inner part of you called the heart, the transcendental heart with transcendental devotion. And this idea that we are peaceful warriors, we are the master Mushin. No mind, no mind, no mind. Just the higher mind, which isn't a mind, it's this perfect wisdom, right? So when motion ceases, God begins. Just be still. Just be real quiet today as we once again have the greatest blessings of blessings to receive this wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita as it's channeled through Paramahansa Yogananda. And then just at the tail end of that, just a little bit of this guy here, this bald head talking heart guy. Right? If I had an indigenous name, it would be bald head talking heart. I love that. I don't know about you, but this is a great day because you're a great Mahatma. Mahatma means great soul. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to pick up before we end this chapter 12. It's been a while, and what a powerful setup it's been, to just dive inside and let the outside have its own terms, right? Let the cosmic mother with all her Maya and all her changes and all the from the darkest tamas energy to the active, restless rajas energy to the beautiful higher mind or the buddhi mind, sattva, or spiritual consciousness, whatever she's going to throw upon us at any time, depending on our karma and depending on how receptive or how how much we are inside today, right? Inside, just transcendently devoted and imperturbable mind. And I want to just share a little bit how we talked about last time in verses 18 to 19 that Yogananda says in these just recouping, reiterating from last week as we went through this verses 18 to 19, that on the screen of daily life there is a dualistic presentation given to us all day today. A dualistic presentation on the screen of daily life to be entertaining. But this catches my attention when Yogananda says entertaining but meaningless, ever-changing shadows of delusion. See, we got to dive underneath these waves of change. We have to not get right underneath that breaking news that breaks our hearts, right? We got to dive under, duck dive, take cover, take shelter, take refuge in your soul. Such a calm yogi, tranquil in speech, body, and mind, ever drinking the nectar of all-pervading bliss, is indeed very dear to God. He forsakes the degrading attributes depicted in evil dream pictures of life, cultivating instead the divine attributes depicted on the salutary dream scenarios that we have of being, anchored in that which is changeless today, having this imperturbable peace as a peaceful warrior, and of course, this transcendental devotion as a bhakti, because we're finishing up this chapter on bhakti yoga. So we just, by focusing on the divine attributes we possess as a soul, every day we should really, really love into who we are as an immortal soul, one who is changeless, one who is flawless, one who hasn't ever sinned, that has never made a mistake, that has never been in fear, that has never been sick, really, in truth, because the soul is completely transcendental, one with the infinite spirit. So by having such an attitude, such a practice, we earn our credentials. What are our credentials? To become free like Jivan Muktas, laudably passing the examinations of mortal existence. And then we went into a little bit about don't seek outer fame, get your recognition from, to get your kudos from temporary role in the drama of incarnations. Remember all this from last week? We know as yogis and yoginis, we do not seek fame or recognition for this temporary role we're playing right now. Yet another bit part in this cinema ongoing series of episodes over lifetime after lifetime. It's another episode today, right? Starring you as the soul. How are you today, right? Are you going to identify more with soul or more with ego? That's simple. More with the inner transcendent devotion and the imperturbable mind, ever at peace, ever ruffle, the feathers don't ruffle so quickly, that they kind of stay down and you stay cool, calm, collected like a cucumber. Right? So that yogini and yogi knows not to strive for recognition from our temporary role, but from God alone is the only true wisdom. God alone. Just this one heart and mindset, God alone. Only God. Just like the word monk. Beautiful mastery over mind, M-O. Instead of being outward driven, we are driven inside to the any, right? So that's the O of the word monk. And then in nirvana bliss, the N, and then the K, loving kindness. That's us. That's the inner role of all of us. Monk, householder, widower, whatever. Doesn't matter. This is our true quest, my dears. We know to strive for recognition from God alone is the only true wisdom. And don't worry about, getting your kudos from people and from recognition from this world, because there's no value in statues erected in our honor at the end, right? Or in having our name engraved on crumbling stones outraged by time and weather, but the names of liberated souls. This is going to tie in with the next verse. When we talk about what a mendicant is, it's much like a monk, much like a sadhu, one who has dedicated herself, himself, only to the one truth, the one reality, the one love, right? But the names of liberated souls, for every little kind action you had, and kind thoughts or loving thoughts, forgiving thoughts today, where no one can that is there to give you any kind of recognition on that, but there is someone there who's always there, and that's the divine beloved. So every little act is is written in the heart of God. Every little time you turn within is written in the heart of God. Isn't that beautiful? Forever recognized by his immortal angels. Every time you come back to yourself, every time you smile instead of frown, every time you say something sweet and empowering to others, rather than kind of just get caught up in just not in the meaninglessness of the conversation, right? That there is something that, as Yogananda said, always leave somebody that you have connected with an inspiration, a divine inspiration. So that let that hang in their heart for the day. They may not follow it, they may not necessarily want to, but it's there. And we just leave these little tidbits of our own awakening, our own beautiful, discoveries that we're having on the inside. Because there's no discoveries to have on the outside except to say, I'm going inside. Enough of this already, right? In this, the soul will rejoice everlastingly. When we are this transcendental devotion to love the invisible, the intangible, the one who you don't smell, taste, and touch with the five senses, but you do with the sixth sense of intuition. Definitely feel everything that spirit is with that sixth sense, the intuition sense, and our soul will rejoice everlastingly. All right. But listen, fame and ill fame are both tests of God, as we can finish up this wrap up from last week. Fame and ill fame are both tests of God. Ordinary mortals lose their psychological equilibrium. So there's no imperturbable mind for the mortal, right? Because only mortals in a mortal state, human state, in a frumpy state, right? Only mortals lose their psychological equilibrium when caught up in the emotions of these ego rousers. The ego rousers are out again today. You can count on that. But so is the calming agents, the angels, and your team are out in full force today, my dears, to give you every advantage, every asset you need to have the best day in your incarnations today. So when caught up in the emotions of these ego rousers, there's no psychological equilibrium. There is no master mushin. There is no imperturbable mind. There's just greedy for more fame and angry at ill fame. They become ever more deeply entangled in delusive misconceptions and misgivings. So when fame comes as God's recognition of good qualities, these little unseen, unnoticed by others, and just kind of the secret service you do to God, which is the sweetest kind, right? Where you're not trying to impress anybody except to get God's approval and recognition, which you know is there every time, and his angels, celebrating you and maybe even leading the happy dance with them, right? For just the tiniest little good action today. And these beautiful good thoughts that replace some of the ones that are just average, ordinary. But you know what happens to that ordinary mortal, right? They have no psychological equilibrium. So when fame comes as God's recognition of good qualities, the yogi does not let it go to her head. He does not let it go to his head. It inspires her and him continuously. You know what it does? When you just save it for your love offering to God, this little coming back to a beautiful higher consciousness within yourself, within your soul. Your soul is already that higher consciousness. Just give some hugs, give some unconditional loving to your soul today, because it's everything you are, who you truly are. Why don't you love who you truly are? Love yourself with the capital S, right? But we don't let things get to our head, good, bad, or ugly. It inspires us continuously to be better. So whatever happens today ought to, and we can practice this, inspire us to be better in the eyes of God, in the eyes of the Guru, and our own conscience. That's really important right there, right? In the eyes of God, in the eyes of the Guru, our teacher while we're in these physical forms, and our own conscience, even deeper, our own conscience, not just in the eyes of the public. So we find that inner approval, right? We get that secret, beautiful, divine grace from Divine Mother that everything is okay. Everything is beautifully okay. A quick little quote for us all this morning, just to keep the stream alive, baby. All shall be well. This is that everything is okay. All shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. For there is a force of love moving through the universe that holds us fast and will never let us go. All is well. Great saying, great mantra. All shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. For there is a force of love moving through the universe that holds us fast and will never let us go. So don't let go of this force that is holding us ever steadfast in the heart, my dears, ever steadfast with this equilibrium, this beautiful divine equilibrium that we have in this imperturbable mind of ours, right? Let's hold fast to that. So to start today's stream, if ill fame and unexpected persecutions, so if ill fame and unexpected persecutions from inevitable critics come to an innocent yogi and yogini. So let's say today's is someone out of the blue, could be someone who's given you the blues on a regular basis, maybe, or maybe it's just you having accepted and embraced and loved what is, right? Deep enough to get over the blues that someone you think is giving you the blues, right? So, but if ill fame and unexpected persecutions from inevitable critics come to an innocent yogi and yogini, she and he remain secure. How do we remain secure? This is a $1 million question right here, right? If you answer it, you get $1 million spiritual dollars. We remain secure in our natural humility. Not I, Lord, not I, Lord, but you are the doer. Not I, Lord, not I, Lord, but you are the doer. Flowing through me, you, my sweet Lord. Flowing through me, you, my sweet Lord. Not I, Lord, not I, but you are the doer. We can remain secure in our natural humility, and without bitterness, we try, if possible, to remove the misunderstandings of others and the cause of misjudgment. Many good persons and saints and martyrs have been persecuted and maligned and afterward exonerated and even deified. God sees to it that credit is bestowed where credit is due. So don't try to get your kudos from the outside. All right? People, things, conditions, whatever. Because indubitably, you're going to get them straight from God. God sees to it that credit is bestowed where credit is due. For example, in a chapter on peace in the Mahabharata, that huge poem, where the Bhagavad Gita is just one little piece of it, these 700 verses of the Bhagavad Gita. In a chapter on peace in the Mahabharata, it is stated that deities call him and her a Brahmin who is content with any scrap of clothing, with any food, and with any shelter. We're muy contento, regardless of the outside circumstances, because it all depends on our inner state of consciousness, right? All of it, 100% is an inside job. Christ too considered man. Take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, neither for the body, what ye shall put on, neither be ye of doubtful mind. For all these things do the nations of the world seek after, and your Father knoweth that ye have need of these things. Good old Heavenly Father. Oh, Heavenly Father, thou art just behind my prayers. Why dost thou seem so far away? Intimations of thy presence glimmer in my feelings, and glimpses of thee flash in my sacred thoughts. Remove the veil between us. Come, Spirit, come. He has, that Father knoweth and has need of all the things that we want and need, okay? So rather than get caught up in the outward circus that just came to town on planet Earth and stays around, all the distractions, right? Seek ye the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all other things will be added unto you. One greatest promise of them all, right? It's like a business, a spiritual business. Divine angel comes up to you today and say, look, just remember that I'm here with you, that God is behind me, the Spirit is behind God, the Creator, right? That we are always with you, always connected with you, deep inside your heart center, right? Don't forget that, my dear. And everything else will be added onto you. Everything. Look for it today. Everything else. How God will bring you unbelievable, beautiful thoughts today, unbelievable, beautiful feelings today, and that imperturbable mind, right? And that transcendental devotion. Ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door shall be open to you, right? But wouldn't you, if the angel did reach his or her palm out to you and say, let's shake on that, would you take that deal from God? Seek me first, and I'll give you everything else. Would you shake on that today? Right? It's a no-brainer. A true yogi and yogini is not willfully negligent of the duty to her and his body. She does not court suicide by slow starvation, nor invite pneumonia by wandering homeless, sleeping on the snow. However, a great yogi and yogini immersed in God has a natural aloofness. Remember those two words. Vinny, good to see you, my brother. You want some good old natural aloofness? It's on sale today. You want some? It's free. Free access to natural aloofness towards such mundane concerns as food and home. Rather than take it for granted, why don't we really celebrate? Because how many homeless people, how many billions are there homeless on this planet? Right as we sit here listening to these words of wisdom, right? Yeah. So we have a natural aloofness towards such mundane concerns as food and home, which so occupy the worldly man and woman attached to the physical comforts. But this is a nice line. This is on page 856. We're on chapter 12. We're going to be ending it with verse 20. This is the verse 18, 19. These stanzas that we're talking about, and all this about fame and ill fame and the psychological equilibrium that goes out the door when these ego rousers come up, and we still don't have the wherewithal to really deal with them properly by taking refuge in our soul, taking refuge in our heart space, taking refuge in our imperturbable mind, right? We're getting there. We're getting there. And remember, every little bit of a reward is coming to you from Source itself, from God Himself. And they're no tiny little tidbits either. They're major. The littlest things can get major grace. Major grace. The littlest thing done with great love can get major grace, my dears. A great yogi and yogini immersed in God has a natural aloofness towards such mundane concerns as food and home, which so occupy the worldly person attached to the physical comforts. These stanzas extol the holy mendicants. That's Mendicants. Those are the saints, that the martyrs and great yogis that sometimes just are in the caves and the mountains of Himalaya mountains, just sending out good vibes to the world. No one there to give them anything, right? They just live very simply. They have enough to keep the body alive. They have enough to keep the mind real sharp and the heart wide open, right? These stanzas extol these kinds of holy mendicants of every age. I just want you to just feel extolled, that you feel worthy and deserving. And your littlest things, again, I repeat, bring you the greatest rewards, right? Like like now we get some pretty good size, big old change subject, roaches. I mean, considering all the bugs and everything here in this kind of a tropical humid place, called the southeast, that there'd be more bugs. But anyway, we get these big old guys, roaches, every now and then, and I just, before I would just like, let's exterminate. But now we do it in such a way that we will kind of just catch it and get it kind of, under our control, and then we take it outside and let it go. It's a living presence. It's a living presence. Everything is a living presence. So we at least start to get aware that, this nonviolence is a pretty good thing in practice, just because it has such ramifications for us. So, such as the Himalayan yogis, these holy mendicants of every age, such as the Himalayan yogis and great saints, such as Saint Sri Chaitanya and Francis of Assisi, these words commend as dear to God the God intoxicated yogi, whatever her or his mode of life. The God intoxicated yogi. Good job, Narayan. Good job. Good job, Vinny. Good job, Jim and Lisa. You God intoxicated yogi and yoginis, you. Whatever your mode of life, who is ever content, somehow maintaining herself and himself, living on chance gifts or meager earnings, just enough to keep body and soul together. Now remember, he says it's very dear to God. These mendicants of every age. And again, we are mendicants. We are these jivan muktas. We are these sadhus and babus who roam by the river Ganga, right? We are all that. We are all that in our littlest ways. We don't have to have a robe. We don't have to have a name attached. We don't have to have anything attached. We just do things, little things, and anything with great love. That's it. With imperturbable mind and transcendental devotion. It has nothing to do with what the world says about anything today, or what your mind says about anything today. With that imperturbable mind, right, and transcendental devotion, wow, what an anchor that is. Can you imagine just sitting still? When motion ceases, God begins. That you just look for those moments of peace today, where you can just be as still as possible and devotional as possible. Oh, come on, what a combo. It's an unbeatable combo, this transcendental devotion and this mushin, this no mind, right? We are peaceful warriors. We are the master mushin. No mind, no mind, no mind. We are imperturbable mind. So God intoxicated yogi, whatever her or his mode of life, who is ever content, somehow maintaining herself and himself, living on chance gifts or meager earnings, just enough to keep body and soul together. Such a yogi is not like the lazy worldly person, for the yogi's dependence on the divine bounty. There's our beautiful dependent living, right? This fearless faith and dependent living on divine love, support, breathing, right? Those of you who have taken those 5 sacred secrets, Yeah, that little program I just and ending up with a lot of you. You've had your 5 sacred secrets that really, really kind of go along with what we're saying today. And here we are. We're not like the lazy worldly person, but we are the like a yogi who's dependent on the divine bounty is secure. We are secure not only on that divine bounty, but we're secure in our oneness with God. We're secure in our oneness with God. That's our security, our oneness with God. She and he experience divine bliss and consequently does not seek the paltry comforts of the flesh. Engrossed in, here are the 2 words, transcendental devotion. Engrossed in transcendental devotion. He and she loves friends and foes alike. Yeah, because it's all God in drag. Everyone is God in drag. So we love the God in them. Isn't that a fun game to play today? Isn't that a fun practice to have today? Seeing the divine secreted in every person, in disguise in every person, every animal, everything, the green leaves, blue sky, the clouds, whatever is the weather in your neck of the woods today. We're engrossed in transcendental devotion. We love friends and foes alike, seeing the beloved Lord present in them all. So all we need to do is be present, and we will see that God is present in all. So that ended these verses 18 and 19, and we go to the final verse of chapter 12 on Bhakti Yoga, and we go to our final verse that really sums it up in a beautiful way. Oh, yeah, Marty, better late than never for sure. But you are never really late. You're always on time with the divine, right? The divine is always with you. So we can really say these things with all of our faith and all of our trust that there's never a negative put on anything that we think or do or say. It's always this upbeat realization that you have ever increasing within you that God is you 100% and you are him and we are one. So welcome, Marty. You're on time. You're on time always with the divine, okay? So verse 20, you ready for it, my friends? But those, because remember, these are all still the qualities endearing to God. But those who adoringly pursue this undying religion, this undying religion, this undying devotion to thee alone, O Lord. This Dharma, this highest purpose you could ever have is seeking the one beloved, practicing being with the one beloved, surrendering to the one beloved. Yeah. And look at Brookie in Cleveland. Oh my gosh, there must be a concert out there. Hey, I think I know you by now, Rookie. A fish concert is out in Cleveland, my friends. Tell all, tell the world. But those who adoringly pursue this undying religion, Dharma, as heretofore declared, saturated with devotion. So, first of all, we adoringly pursue this truth that we're talking about today, or just truth. We are absolutely adoringly pursuing this experience of oneness with the beloved, right? We're saturated with devotion, supremely engrossed in the divine beloved, saturated with devotion. Such devotees are extremely. So he's saying in the past, this devotee is dear to me. But this last verse, verse 20, page 857, God Talks to Arjuna, volume 2, he's saying are extremely dear to me. Should I read it once more? But those who adoringly pursue this undying dharma or religion, or this really non-religion, just the uttermost truth, as heretofore declared in all these verses that we had in this chapter 12, saturated with devotion, supremely engrossed in the beloved. Such devotees are extremely dear to me. And finally, Yogananda's commentary. It's just short. Dearest to God, dearest, dearest. We are the dearest. We are the nearest of the near and the dearest of the dear. Right? To this one beloved. So, dearest to God, inseparable from Him, are those yogis and yoginis who, with total devoted concentration, total devoted concentration, keep their souls united to the all sheltering, give me shelter, to the all sheltering, undying spirit beyond creation, the immutable absolute, devoid of all delusive imaging, while worshipfully engaged in living and manifesting the eternal. How would you and me like to be worshipfully engaged in living and manifesting the eternal, immortalizing principles of God union? Anyone? Got God? Huh? Got milk? Right? We got it. We got the nectar, the elixir, the amrit of spirit. Wow. How about keeping our souls united to the all sheltering, undying spirit beyond creation? That totally gives us permission to be on the inside, doesn't it? He who looks outside dreams, says Carl Jung. He who looks inside awakes, right? This, this undying spirit beyond creation. There's no sickness. There's no battles. There's no wars. There's no, you know, making people wrong and belittling the truth and all these things that are really abhorring to the truth, right? But we keep our souls united to the all sheltering, undying spirit beyond creation. When motion ceases, God begins. Be still and know that I am God. So we, as souls united to the all sheltering, undying spirit beyond creation, the immutable, absolute, devoid of all delusive imaging, while worshipfully engaged in living and manifesting the eternal. How about it? Anyone into worshipfully engaged in living and manifesting the eternal, immortalizing principles of God union? Right? Who talks about God union, really, like we do in this Gita, right? And yet it's the supreme goal, the immutable absolute, right? This God that is not involved in any of the soap opera activities in this world. Yeah, he's the sustainer and the maintainer and all that of our shenanigans. He put the Maya there and Divine Mother's charge of her putting out this venom of the three gunas, right? We're gonna need to understand those that coming up in this next chapter. The three gunas, they'll be coming back right at us, right? While worshipfully engaged in living and manifesting the eternal, immortalizing principles of God union. Such yogis and yoginis remain as one with him, embraced in his bosom. Such yogis and yoginis remain as one with him, embraced in his bosom of transcendent bliss. Can we ever hear this stuff enough? These be the qualities, tamas, rajas, sattva. These be the qualities, tamas, rajas, sattva. But we are the surmounter of the three qualities. We are the surmounters of the three qualities. We're happy, 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 happy. We are free. We're happy, 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 happy. We are free. So, Om Tat Sat, it says at the end of this verse on page 857, or this chapter 12 on Bhakti Yoga. Om Tat Sat, in the Upanishad of the Holy Bhagavad Gita, this discourse of Lord Krishna to Arjuna, which is the scripture of yoga and the science of God realization. This is the 12th chapter called Bhakti Yoga, Union Through Devotion. Ha ha. Here's how the angels are commending us right now. And if we can feel, we can have that tactual state going on, this sense of touch. You can do a little clapping with your hands just to move the chi, just to celebrate a little bit, huh? And to be happy as you move the chi. All right. You all want to just kind of get a little dabble, do you? On chapter 13, called The Field and the Knower of the Field. Beyond right and wrong, says Rumi. There's a field. Come and join me there. So there's the field, and that's going to represent the battle that we have in these bodies because we're in a duality dream delusion here. That's the field. And the knower is the soul. It knows, none else knows. So as we battle in these human forms, there is something in us that knows the truth, that is the truth, the shining, beautiful truth, immortalized in us, right? It is here within us, 100%. So the first bit that we're going to learn in this chapter 13 is the divine forces that create the body, the field where good and evil are sown and reaped. Then we're going to learn about the true nature of matter and spirit, body and soul. We're going to learn characteristics of wisdom. Spirit as known by the wise. That's us. Purusha and Prakriti, spirit and nature. Purusha represents God beyond creation. Prakriti is this divine mother influence that we have with these be the qualities, tamas, rajas, sattva. Can't escape those. They're like we're all puppets, and the strings are those three gunas, whether it's the dark, the active, restless, or the sattva, spiritual. Finally, two more. 3 approaches to self-realization we'll learn, and finally, liberation, differentiating between the field and its knower, between the bodily war that we're in between manas mind and buddhi mind, and sensual cravings versus, this contentment. We're going to know the difference between the one who is the knower, the soul, versus that which is either manas or sense mind or the buddhi wisdom mind. We'll know all about that. And then it says, "O offspring of Kunti Arjuna, by the knowers of truth, this body is called Kshetra." Kshetra, the battle of Kshetra, right? The battle. Kshetra means the field where good and evil karma is sown and reaped. And again, the physical body, right? So, O offspring of Kunti, Narayan, Brooke, Sveni, the Clarks. Did I forget Marty, right? So offspring of Kunti, oh Marty and Brooke and the Clarks and the Ryanji. I hope Benny, I hope I didn't forget anybody. This is all I see on the chat, right? By the knowers of truth, this body is called Kshetra, the field where good and evil karma is sown and reaped. Likewise, that which cognizes the field, they call Kshetrajana, or the soul. Kshetra is field of the body. Jhana is the soul. All right. So you have the body and the soul duking it out. Also know me to be the Kshetra Jhana. This is Krishna talking. Also know me to be the Kshetra Jhana, or the soul. perceiver. In all kshetras, the bodies evolved out of the cosmic creative principle in nature. Kshetras, or the bodies that are formed. They're human bodies that are formed out of the cosmic creative principle of nature, right? The understanding of kshetra and kshetrana that is deemed by me as constituting true wisdom. So we got to understand the difference. We got to understand this idea that we are a soul that is temporarily in a body, rather than a body that has a soul, making the body the big deal, right? No, we're souls that are temporarily in these physical bodies. So we're going to get to understand all that. Intrigued? Oh, Mickey, I'm here. So very glad. Yeah, Mickey, you are all here in my heart. Thank you, Thomas G. You're welcome, Narayan G. All right, the field and the knower of the field. Page 861, the divine forces that create the body, the field where good and evil are sown and reaped. Arjuna said, now this is a preface verse. Some translations will have it as the actual number one verse, but it's also can be a preface. Yogananda decided for very good, wise reasons that it's just a preface, though. He's preferring this. The prefatory verse is not included in some versions of the Gita. In others, it is included in number as verse 1. More commonly, it is included with no assigned number, so that the traditional total of verses remains at 700 instead of 701. And this publication has been designated as preface, introducing the subject matter of chapter 13, which is the field and the knower of the field. All right, that's the chapter 13. So, as the preface, Arjuna said, "O Keshava Krishna." You following? Arjuna's talking. O Keshava, another name for Krishna. About Prakriti, intelligent Mother Nature, and Purusha, transcendental God the Father. Purusha is that word for the transcendental God the Father beyond creation. And Prakriti is the name of that intelligent Mother Nature, Divine Mother, right? Who's putting out the tamas, rajas, sattva. These be the qualities. But we are the surmounters of the three qualities. We're happy, 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 happy. We are free. Oh, Keshava Krishna, about Prakriti, intelligent Mother Nature, and Purusha, transcendental God the Father, about Kshetra, the field of the body, and Kshetrana, the soul or evolver cognizer of the bodily field. The soul or evolver cognizer, evolver, ever evolving is our soul, ever cognizing is our soul of the bodily field of this physical body, right? Kshetrana, Kshetra Jana, something like that, all right? It's an evolver cognizer of the bodily field. There's a nice little picture I saw of a man and a woman facing each other, and they were kind of, you know, artistically there, kind of in their deeper aspects, and they're looking at each other, and it says, "Do not depend on me. Evolve yourself, and I'll do the same." And we'll meet in that place of evolution. But don't depend on me, my dear, it said. Man to woman, man to man, woman to woman, whatever, right? Man to dog, right? Let's evolve. Let the animals evolve. Let us evolve. Let's all evolve. That's our focus. It's not about dependency or expecting anything or wanting anything or having personal desires about anything, and especially in a relationship. So we are about this verse is about the Kshetra, the field of the body, and Kshetrashrana, the soul or evolver cognizer of the bodily field, about knowledge and that which is to be known. This I crave to know, says Arjuna to Krishna. All right. Are we still good? Are we still good? All right. This chapter on nature and spirit, body and soul, is introduced by Arjuna's expressed desire to hear from Krishna. Do we have one? An expressed desire to hear from the Lord of us, the creator of us right now? Do we have an expressed desire to hear from our creator in detail about earlier references to the transcendental God existing beyond vibratory creation, about intelligent vibratory creation, God's consort, Mother Nature, Divine Mother, about Kshetra or the objective dream body, about the dreamer or cognizer, the soul or Kshetrachana, and about the dream consciousness, the cosmic creative principle. Now you completely might be losing your attention span, right? But hang in there, because these words are soaked with blessings. It's soaked with removal of some not so good karma within us. So hang in there, my dears. About the dream consciousness, the cosmic creative principle that unites the dream body and the soul dreamer, the dream body and the soul dreamer, right? After hearing Krishna's words concerning the union of soul and spirit through devotion, Arjuna is perplexed. Here he is again, as to how the various warring elements of the mind, how the various elements of mind, manas or sense consciousness, and discriminative buddhi or pure divine consciousness, the warring elements of those two, the manas, worldly mind, and the wisdom mind, discriminative mind, or the buddhi mind of pure divine intelligence, exist within him. These warring elements right there exist within us in this body field. And how their clash obstructs divine union. How these warring elements of ego and soul distract us and obstruct us from divine union. The God-seeking devotee, however, yearns to understand the mystery about outward matter bent cosmic nature and the inward pull of the transcendental spirit. So this is no new news for us, right? This is the whole Gita. We've expressed it, not we, but the great ones have expressed it in many ways. The commentary by Yogananda, for example, in so many ways. So this is not a new concept, I don't think, for any of you, right? But the devotee, us, yearns to understand the mystery about this. Still, it's a mystery about this outward matter bent cosmic nature and the inward pull. That's what I'm interested in, this inward pull that's pulling me inside of the transcendental spirit, and about the sense and nature identified field of the body, Kshetra, and the spirit identified soul, Kshetrashana. He or she desires all knowledge about them and about the spirit in its unmanifested state, the supreme object of knowledge. So, metaphysically, so we're almost done with this preface. Metaphysically interpreted, the yogi Arjuna seeks to learn from the cosmic consciousness Krishna within him about the supreme spirit's dual macrocosmic manifestation as Prakriti or Mother Nature and Purusha or God the Father beyond creation. So there it is again, right? It's not too difficult. We don't have to make this complex at all. There's just this field of the body and the war between the outgoing force is pulling us out to have us be to obstruct our union, that precious self-realization, right? And between the soul, which is that one that is anchored in that which is changeless, that is imperturbable mind, that is the transcendental devotion, right? So there it is. It's just about that. So about the spirit's dual macrocosmic manifestation as the Prakriti or the Mother Nature and Purusha or God the Father beyond creation. About their microscopic manifestations as the little nature body, the little nature boys and girls we are, little nature boy, little nature girl, right? And the little knower, the bodily indweller, the soul, the little knower, our little soul, the little forgotten soul within us. and all about the reasons for the clash between the diametrical opposites of nature and spirit, body and soul. They're absolute opposites. We're being pulled in opposite directions every day. If we still are play acting and believing in this role that we're playing as whatever name you call yourself, whatever concept you have about yourself or anybody else or anything else, it's a pull. There's going to be the darkness, there's going to be the light, there's going to be every gray area in between that. Some mix of this and some mix of that, a little bit of dark, a lot of light, or a lot of dark and just a little peak hole of light, right? There's going to be all those applications, all those opportunities that we have to what? Have our transcendental devotion, number one, and our imperturbable mind, number two. All right. So let's just look at that was a good little introduction, don't you think, to this pretty good preface to this chapter 13 on the field and the knower of the field. And I think we'll just start next week with the actual verse 1. That was the preface that we just kind of just make that we tried to make clear to this next week as we actually go to verse 1. It will get clearer. And it's going to be quite a long commentary coming up, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What? Almost 12 pages of commentary to verse 1. So we'll leave that for next week, and that might take us a little while, right? But who's in a rush? Not us, my dears. We're just right here, right now, loving this. The Holy Infinite Spirit. The Holy Infinite Spirit. THIS. The Holy Infinite Spirit. Right here, right now. We're loving this. The Holy Infinite Spirit. That's all we need to know. And who needs to know is your soul inviting you to take the high road, to take the higher self's advice versus the human ego or self-centered instead of soul-centered advice. All right. So I have a daily download of divinity to share with you. Yeah, this was that quote. Don't commit to me, commit to evolving. I'll meet you there. Don't commit to me. Should be a lot to change in wedding ceremonies. Say, all right, now would you please repeat after me? Don't commit to me. Commit to evolving. I'll meet you there. And they both say that, huh? Right? And then Rumi says this, I don't love you with my heart and mind. I love you with my soul, in case my mind forgets and my heart stops. Mm. Mm. I don't love you with my heart and mind. I love you with my soul, just in case my mind forgets and my heart stops. Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to save this for next week. But and Yogananda said this, in the astral world, everything is changeable at the command of the mind. So in this inner body of yours, the astral body, or in this astral universe, everything is changeable at the command of the mind. So look at these powers you possess. And that's not the end all. The astral world is not the end all. It's just a lot of degrees in the higher astral world. Is higher, much higher than this planet that we're in, even the high part of this planet. All right. But you imagine having that kind of command of your mind. This is Rumi again. Veil upon veil, thought upon thought. Let go of them, for they only hide the truth. They only, try to keep that major eclipse on the soul, right? Veil upon veil, thought upon thought. Let go of them, for they only hide the truth. All right. It's a quote from me, and I thought it was pretty good. I pulled it up. You'll never have free time until you use your time to be free. You'll never have free time until you use time to be free. Every little second counts. Every little moment is precious, is eternity, because eternity can be experienced in this moment. All right. Since we started with the song on Imperturbable Mind, we'll end with this daily download of divinity, Imperturbable Mind, okay? As long as you don't make anything matter, you'll be just fine. And I came up with an acronym for the word fine, F-I-N-E. I know they have one in an AA program too in one of their steps. But here's my acronym for the word fine. So as long as we don't make anything matter, you'll be just fine. And fine, you are absolutely fine. Full, intuitive, nonstop ecstasy. Full, intuitive, nonstop ecstasy. So you are absolutely fine. Full, intuitive, nonstop ecstasy until you get emotionally involved with the world. You're absolutely fine until you get emotionally involved with the world. Yogananda said a few interesting things about this. He said, your emotional involvement with this world is the cause of all your suffering. And two, the more you think this world is real, the greater will be your punishment. Go inside, my dears, for the surprise. You'll find what you're looking for. The Gita says anything that changes is asat or untruth. That which is permanent and everlasting is sat or truth. Right? Anchor yourself in that which is changeless. I am imperturbable mind. No mind, no mind, no mind. I am the master Mushen. No mind, no mind. Make up your mind that when you grow up, you want to be imperturbable mind. How's that? Make up your mind that when you grow up, you want to be imperturbable mind. Imperturbable mind is a consciousness fixed in changelessness. Anchor yourself in changelessness. Imperturbable mind is a heart so big, the mind is overflowing with oceanic love. That's how big is the imperturbable Buddhi mind, it's called. Overflows with oceanic love. Imperturbable mind is married to stillness. When motion ceases, God begins. Imperturbable mind is married to stillness, and they live in the silent depths of inner peace. Imperturbable mind is married to stillness. Be still and know that I am God. And they live in the silent depths of inner peace. Imperturbable mind lets the commotion of restless thoughts and troubled feelings roll off it like water. Imperturbable mind never meddles in Divine Mother's creation. It is too content. It's psychologically very healthy in that equilibrium, right? Very, very healthy. It is too content reveling in the divinely mysterious ways of the Lord. Imperturbable mind is the magic wand that turns darkness to light, materiality to spirituality, and humanity to divinity. Imperturbable mind has one goal, one burning desire, union with God. Imperturbable mind sees right through pain, sadness, and fear and bows in peace to the spirit soul in everything. Just bows in peace. It sees right through the pain, sadness, and fear and bows in peace to the spirit soul in everything. Imperturbable mind never gives this world a second thought, but only an eternity of compassion. Oh, instead of a second thought to what happens today, my dears, how about an eternity of compassion for whatever happens today? Imperturbable mind is a diamond in the heart of God and pure gold in the bedrock of faith. Imperturbable mind is soul consciousness, the greatest gift ever bestowed on everything, here, now, and always. Finally, Imperturbable mind is complete realization that everything is just fine. Fine. Full, intuitive, non-stop ecstasy. Full, intuitive, non-stop ecstasy. Full, intuitive, non-stop ecstasy. Ecstasy. QED, or I rest my case. Have a lovely, fantastic, amazing, amazing, fruitful, happy, go lucky, skipping, dancing, and singing the blues away, my dears. Have that kind of day today, because you are that. Tat Vam Asi. I am that. I am imperturbable mind. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. I am that. Namaste, my dears. God bless us all.